Tonight we conclude our Road to Majority Rule series by focusing on the actual events that led to the achievement of this significant accomplishment. Here's Clint Watson and Joan Davis-Roll.
The elections of January 10, 1967 was a turning point in Bahamian history. The results of the elections created a tie with 18 seats captured by the UBP and 18 seats by the PLP. In order to break the deadlock, Sir Randall Fox, who represented the Labour Party, and Sir Alvin Brennan, who won as an independent candidate, eventually decided to support the PLP and form the next government.
Now, Fox maintained his party had formed a coalition with the PLP, while Brennan accepted the Speaker of the House position. There was a lot of drama leading up to the elections, as the date set by the UBP was perceived as interrupting the peaceful Yuletide season and considered a tactic by the UBP to maintain power. After election day, Pinling, who was in Andros, made his way back to the capital and motorcaded, thanking the people they knew victory was imminent.
Well, it took a few days for Fox and Brennan to make up their minds. They were being courted by both sides. On January 13th, Fox announced his support, and the governor then invited Pinling to form a new government. Despite doubts that investors would leave and the Bahamas remained on a positive footing, still, the Bahamas continue to soar.
Next to emancipation and this country's independence, majority rule has been heralded as the most significant day in Bahamian history. Its historical tapestry is woven into the fabric of our society, not only paving the way for a new government, but a social order. It also helped to construct the road to a new Bahamas. Over the past several days leading up to this 50th anniversary of majority rule in this country, ZNS News presented a series which highlighted the lives and times of some golden moments in Bahamian history. The movers and shakers, the bold and the daring, and of course the blood, sweat, and tears it took, breaking barriers, forging new alliances, and like the women of the suffrage movement rose to the occasion, soared to new heights, and even back then shattered the glass ceiling. When you hear the word suffrage,
right,
what does that mean?
Suffrage means the vote. And so the suffrage movement simply means persons who have struggled for the right to vote. And these women certainly were at the forefront, not only of the right to vote for women, they were also at the forefront of what's called universal suffrage, meaning that the entirety of the society needed to be enfranchised and empowered to vote.
I think first and foremost that comes to mind is self-governance and self-determination, and the fact that we as Bahamians, all of us, have a role to play in how we are governed as a people. That we were given the opportunity through the hard work and the commitment of those our forefathers and our foremothers.
It took a little busting down and fighting through and standing up and shouting out, and it took all these things for your PhD and your master's and your bachelor's. Remember where you come from, connect to it, and let that continue to be your propulsion as you move forward.
The concentration now is, what is the way forward? How has achieving majority rule changed the landscape of the Bahamas? Are we embracing fully the benefits of this accomplishment?
Our work is not done. That majority rule ushered in a culture and a commitment of empowerment, of being able to ensure that people who are born in humble circumstances have the same access to educational opportunities that will enable them to qualify themselves to be full participants in the economy of our country.
Now, as we bring this 50th anniversary special on majority rule to a close, we say thank you to the countless persons who, while educating us, took us not only on an historical journey, reflected on the past, but also with candor and passion told their stories. I'm thankful to God and humbled by the opportunity. On behalf of my dynamic and talented cameraman / technical editor, Quentin Gordon, who was responsible for creating the special segments each night, I say a hearty thank you. And to you, Clint, and the entire ZNS Network team for your professionalism and your support.
Well, it's definitely our privilege having you here with us on this project. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Clint Watson for the ZNS Newsroom.